Hello there. Today I wanted to have a chat with you about the dilemma when you want to get your business organized, but when someone talks about systems or structure or standard operating procedures, it bores you to tears. How do you actually deal with that dilemma when you want this, but this seems really, really boring? And I get it. I know I talk a lot about systems and getting organized and what have you, but I know the benefits I get from having these things. And you may not quite be there yet. You kind of heard of, getting organized can be a good thing. But if you actually haven't seen the benefits, it can take quite a bit of an energy shift to actually get started. And so here's a little secret. I don't love systems. I know what? That's right. I am not the kind of person who is going to geek out over the latest, sort of Asana upgrade or a conversation about automations and integrations. I don't even like the word standard operating procedures. It feels way too sort of corporate and just a horrible phrase. I'm constantly on the outlook for a different phrase like checklists of awesomeness is the current one I'm using. But what I do love is what happens when I systemize my business. I get more time and I get more freedom. And that is really, really important to me. You see, although I talk about, getting organized a lot within these videos and with my clients, I'm also very much a creative soul. I am a keen photographer and I love creative writing. So I've got a bit of that balance between the very logical, get organized, I love a good list, and that creative flow. And they don't always marry up very well. So if you identify as a really creative person, or if you're a really, an ideas person who's got so many ideas you want to get started, I can understand that when someone talks like me, talks about structure and getting organized, it can just all feel a bit dull. So I think it's a really good idea to take a look at where does that resistance come from? Because really that's what it is. Is it past experience where, you've had maybe systems in a corporate job and they felt really restrictive and you just got tired of being told what to do? Or maybe it just sounds too dull and you don't even want to get started. Because these things that we need to do behind the scenes in our business, they're essential to running a business. You are the business owner, and that means you're responsible for the lot. Even if you go to outsource various tasks, there's still a lot that you need to know first in order to outsource, get other people doing it. So because you're the person who's in control, you also have a lot of scope for flexibility. So I would say, get creative with your systems. Now, when I create systems with my clients, I don't say, here's this follow-up system, you must follow it, or here's how you do your content, you must follow this. That's way too restrictive. And I know what would happen if I did that with my clients. They'd nod and say, that sounds great, but they'd never actually use the systems. So when you actually start to organize your business, get creative with it. Do it in a way that really works well for you and your business. Because if you've got that, creative spirit, it doesn't mean that you can't apply it to some of the things that might feel a bit dull in your business, and you can make them far more interesting. And also on that same vein, I would have a look at splitting out in your business your left and your right brain activities, especially when it comes to creating content. Because what I found in the past is that if I was doing a blog post, say, I would do it all in one day. Like I'd have the idea, I'd write it, and then I'd schedule it out and do all the editing. And I found that I wasn't enjoying that. So I would be writing, which I love to do, but in the back of my mind, I'd be thinking, oh, then I have to choose a title, and then I have to edit it, and then I have to format it, and then I have to schedule it. And it really impacted on my enjoyment of doing the writing. So I split the left and the right brain out. I did the writing and just did that one day, loved it, and that was it, job done. And then the formatting and the editing and the scheduling, I would do that on a different day entirely. And sometimes I would write a couple of blog posts on the same day, so that when I was doing the editing or what have you, I would batch what I was actually having to do there. And it made it so much more enjoyable for me. So there may be like little tweaks you can do to the processes and workflows you have in your business to make things far more enjoyable. And also when you're starting to do the sort of logical left brain stuff, like the editing and the scheduling, think about ways that you can make it more fun. Maybe it's have your favorite podcast on, some good music. You could use a Pomodoro technique to get things done. And that's a really handy technique where you set a timer, usually for 25 minutes. And you're thinking, oh, big deal, how will that help? But what I found is when I had that little race against the time, it's like, right, I'm going to get this one edited, scheduled, and up in 25 minutes. The jobs get done much quicker, especially when they're jobs that you're resisting a bit, that feel a bit boring, because you've got that really defined time limit and you don't have anything else open, no Facebook, no nothing. It gets those jobs done. So you can use your creativity to actually help you get through some of those tasks that you may not like as much. So I would think back through with what's going on in your business and where you're heading things that take away your energy, basically. Because it's really important in our business to have as much time as we need and as much energy as we need. So have a think, what takes away your energy? And if you said systems, don't. So there are areas in my business that take away my energy. You know, a task that I'm repeating more than I need to, or that document that I've stored somewhere odd and it really isn't in the right place in my filing system. And when something bugs me like that, I always ask myself, well, what's the solution to this? Because there is guaranteed to be a solution. You know, people have been in business for quite some time now. And I will really never be the person who asks the question for the very first time. So for all of those energy sucking tasks, there's always an answer out there for making things work for you a little bit better than it is at the moment. So what I would suggest is to start with a list. Color code it if you like, draw cute little emojis anywhere you want on it, but start to think about, okay, so what is really dragging down my energy in my business and what do I love to do? And when you start to write essentially that you know, it could be an outsourcing list of what you need to get organized in your business, then you can really look at it and address it. You are the business owner. You know, you're the only person who can make a difference in your business. So if you ever find that you're complaining about having to schedule out your Facebook posts, flip that around and be like, right, this area is bugging me. How can I either make it more fun, or how can I actually get a bit more prepared so that I can get the task done quicker? Or, man, this is a task I need to outsource. And the amazing thing these days is when you go to outsource and, you know, hire a VA, is that we don't need to hire a VA for 10 hours a week, every single week. You can start with a couple of hours a month. And even that can, you know, help you to get more organized, because if you know you have to get a blog post to your VA on a certain day, so they have time to edit it and format it and schedule it for you, that helps you actually get through the work as well. So have a think about what it is that sort of bugs you in your business and get specific about it. You might think, and I've actually had clients say this to me, I don't like marketing. But actually, when we break it down, they didn't like writing. They didn't mind videos. In fact, they were really enjoying doing Facebook Lives, but they thought that they had to write a blog post really drained them. And when we just flipped that around and said, well, what if you don't have to write a blog post? What if you can just do videos, get them transcribed, and then that's it? That's your core content. You know, that little switch in how you do an activity can actually open up creative space in your business. So take some time to write down the specifics, what you enjoy doing, what you're finding is draining your energy, what you would love to never have to do ever again. You know, start putting that list together for yourself. And then from there, as a business owner, you get to decide, what would you like to outsource? What could you actually look at streamlining? because it's important that you do it, but you wanted to be able to do it, quicker or in a way that's more enjoyable for you. And then you've got a list of things that you really want to be doing, and that's actually really useful for you, because then you can have a look at your calendar and make sure that there's a good balance. If half of your time is doing stuff you find quite dull and the other half lights you up, then that's actually not going to be a great balance going forward. So that's what I'd say for you lovely creatives who are just like, oh, systems, structure, oh my God, it's so dull. Actually look at it, in a different way. There are a lot of benefits to organizing your business. You want to give your clients a great client experience. Well, you need time and energy to do that. So there are parts in your workflow and the way you onboard clients and look after them that you can streamline and simplify, so things take even less time, because you as a business owner get to decide how you're going to run your business. But you actually need to stop and address what's going on. And if you have kind of got a few too many of those tasks that you're not enjoying, how about stopping now and just thinking, right, today's the day, putting my stick in the sand, drawing a line in the sand. I want to change the way my business operates. So there's more creativity, there's more joy, there's more fun, there's more ease and more freedom. So let's do that. Start with that list and then start addressing some of those pieces of the puzzle that have been bugging the heck out of you. Thank you for listening.